Hey there, if you are looking to book a cruise vacation and you're thinking to yourself, should I use a travel agent or should I just do this on my own? Maybe you're just thinking, I'm just gonna book this on my own. I don't really wanna deal with somebody else. Today, we are gonna give you all the pros and the cons of dealing and working and booking your cruise vacation through a travel agent. Let's go get into it. Hey everyone, John here from Bite Size Cruises. Welcome back to the channel. If it is your first time here, we are travel agents. Our goal here is to give you the best information about cruising so that you can plan and go on an amazing cruise vacation. Now, we put out a brand new cruise video every single day, so you will find all the requisite information for you to be able to go book your cruise vacation on your own. Today we're going to tell you whether or not that's a good idea or maybe the best idea. So let's get into it. First of all, let's talk about the cons of booking with a travel agent. I don't really see any cons. The only con I can think of is if you are super type A and you love to tinker and you want to move around all the time and check your prices every day. Maybe you just don't want to relinquish the control of having that reservation under you. I can see that. I don't think that makes a ton of sense, but I definitely understand the people that want to do that, and that's totally fine. Let's talk about the pros. Again, please, I am biased here, right? So I own a travel agency here, full disclosure. So for me, there are a lot of pros. Obviously, it's how we make our living, but for the most part, I try to be as unbiased as humanly possible here to give you what I think are the biggest pros and if there are any cons. So first one to me is it doesn't cost you a penny. You don't have to pay to use a travel agent. We get commissions from the cruise lines. So that's number one. I think that's a huge pro. It's free. Number two, not complimentary, not included in your cruise fare. It's completely and utterly free to work with a cruise travel agent. It is complimentary as well. So that's my first one. My second one is you get expert knowledge and experience. Now, this is where a little bit of work up front goes a long way. Make sure you're using somebody who is thoroughly knowledgeable and experienced in the field that you would like to book a trip through. Now, today we're talking about cruising. If you were interested in doing a Disneyland vacation, I would highly recommend you book with a travel agent that specializes in Disney or knows a lot about Disney. If you were thinking about going to the Greek Isles and doing a land tour there, I would expect you to work with somebody who's really proficient at the Greek Isles. Now, you may find somebody who's great at all those things because they've been in the industry a long time. However, I will tell you that most travel agents have a favorite or something that they specialize in. They could certainly help you with anything. And if it's something very simple, and you're like, hey, I want to go to an all-inclusive and I just need you to book it for me and help me in case I have any issues, that's great. But do a little research. Little research goes a long way. Word of mouth, somebody that you trust, work with somebody who has specialized proficiency in those areas. Now, that also means that they go on cruises or they go on those trips and they know about the different areas. They know about the intricacies of the different cruise lines and the ships, because today we're talking all about cruises. So the next thing we're going to talk about is time saving and convenience. Look, a lot of times, especially now, the cruise lines are very busy. You can sit on hold for a long time. There are a lot of weird things that pop up. I run into a lot of issues with just silly things where somebody's name gets spelled wrong, or somebody's trying to do something with accessibility, like get a CPAP machine maybe, or get a wheelchair or a scooter, or all of these different things. There's a ton of things that go into planning your cruise vacation. A travel agent can help you with all of those things. They can point you in the right direction, they can get all the information for you, and they can coordinate all those things for you. And then that way, if anything does pop up, they are there to help you. They know all the intricacies of your cruise vacation. Some of those things to keep in mind are like just traveling with a group. If you're traveling with a group of people, they're going to know the way to set up your reservation so you can have dinner together. They're going to know how you could check in together, do all these different things, and they have all that information at their fingertips. So next is exclusive deals and discounts. And this has become less and less as cruising has become more and more popular, because now what we see is most cruises and cruise lines are full. So there aren't as many great deals as there were before. However, there still are good deals to be had. So if you book with a travel agent, sometimes we have group discounts, which means when cruise lines open up an itinerary or a brand new ship, different travel agencies will go in and buy a block of rooms for a particular sailing. So maybe it's next June on the Icon of the Seas. Maybe we got that when it first came out, and maybe you go to look and it's $7,000 for a balcony for 2 people, but you call a travel agent and they may have that room for $4,000, or they might have onboard credit available. Because as travel advisors, we get these things ahead of time, and we will certainly sometimes book groups or block space so that we have it, so that we can have fun sales and just kind of take a group or do different things. So that's another reason to work with a travel agent. Sometimes you're going to get these special promotions. Also, the travel companies like Royal Caribbean and Norwegian, MSC, sometimes they will throw us little bonuses for like a month or some type of a flash sale. For instance, for Royal Caribbean, I can do 2 loyal to Royal Cruises cruise sales every year where I can give you additional onboard credit. I can run those for a week. So basically they're 2 weeks a year. I can run a little flash sale and get you some additional onboard credit if you book. Other cruise lines like Norwegian might throw in like prepaid gratuities or some specialty dining or something. So you never know. It's always worth making that call and finding out. Next up, again, just that like personalized service. They're going to know everything about the different cruise lines. So when I talk to somebody on the phone or in person, one of the things I always try to figure out is who's going on the cruise. What do you guys like to do? So that I can recommend, look, if you don't enjoy being around kids and I'm trying to book you on Carnival or Royal Caribbean, it might not be the best experience for you. Maybe if you're like, look, I don't want to be around kids at all, and I then know that I can book you on Virgin. I know all the different intricacies of who's on the different cruise lines, and I'm sure you can figure all that out too. But it's sometimes nice just to call somebody and they have all that information already and they can just guide you down the right path, especially on your first cruise. Or if you continually cruise over and over again, you're going to start building up a relationship, and that person's going to start making recommendations to you as well. So the next thing for me is, the biggest benefit is problem solving and support. And I think this gets overlooked so many times. If 4 days before your cruise gets canceled, you book the presidential suite on Carnival and you accidentally put your booking number on the internet and somebody canceled your cruise, having a travel agent will go a long way, not to maybe fixing that problem, because you're not going to get that room back after they sell it. However, you may get some, look, we all have relationships with our reps at the different cruise lines. I can call my rep 2 days before and say, hey, I have an emergency. We need to figure something out. And they're going to get on, they're going to work with the ship, and they're going to help us come to a resolution on problems. And that's a lot of different problems. If you get hurt on a cruise, if you get lost, if you miss the ship, if anything happens, you can call your travel agent and they will be able to help you get that problem fixed. Way better than if you just try to out of the blue call the cruise line or try to just start coordinating things on your own. That's what we're here for. We know all those issues and we're here to help. So let's talk about some common misconceptions. People think that maybe it costs something or there's a higher kind of lead in, that we're not going to have the best prices. That's completely false. So the cruise lines are not really allowed to undercut us. So everybody has to have fair pricing. And again, we may have slightly better deals sometimes. And look, to be honest, the cruise lines want us to do well. They want us to book cruises. So they want us to fill their ships. It's not always crazy and flush like it is right now. There are downtimes, and they want to be able to rely on travel agents to be able to fill those ships for them. So that's basically my thought process on why I think it makes sense. Those are the pros. Again, I don't really see any cons other than the you want to have complete and utter control of your reservation, which is totally fine. And look, at any time during the process, if you are unhappy working with your travel agent, you can call the cruise line and ask them to release that reservation to you. You can take it over. It's then yours. They will not get paid commission on it. You will own that reservation again, and then you'll be able to do all the tinkering and things like that. So there's really no downside to me. It's only upside. And look, like I said, call and speak with somebody. Make sure you get great information. Make sure that you get a good recommendation for a travel advisor. And I think you will have a great experience. So that's that for today. If you found this helpful or useful at all, we would love for you to like the video and subscribe to our channel. We put out a brand new cruise video every single day. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about travel insurance and if that's worth it. So we will see everyone tomorrow. Have a wonderful day and happy cruising. Bye.